Today's shark attack story is one of the most brutal in U.S. history. A killer shark on a rampage along the beach of New Jersey, attacking 5 people within a few days, tragically killing 4 of them as a result. Hit that like button and subscribe right now. These are the terrifying shark attacks at Jersey Shore. Welcome to Final Affliction. Sharks are one of the most misunderstood animals on Earth. Not only are they awe-inspiring predators, but they play a vital role in the health of our oceans. But when it comes to a shark species that gives it such a terrifying name, none can argue that the ferocious bull shark takes the cake regarding savagery and unpredictability. Bull sharks are considered to be the most aggressive type of shark towards humans. Many experts say this is due to their short temper and ability to travel up rivers. Other experts attribute their hazardous nature to the simple fact that they typically hunt in areas where seeing clearly is difficult, such as murky waters. They reside worldwide in shallow, warm waters and have been recorded to go into freshwater rivers quite frequently. Although bull sharks may appear to be dwarfed by their cousins, the great whites, who are considered to be significantly larger, stronger, and faster than bull sharks, the latter's invasive behavior of living close to human populations near beaches make them far more dangerous. Furthermore, bull sharks are generally much more aggressive in nature, thus increasing the odds of an encounter with a bull shark quickly turning deadly. Bull sharks are known to be voracious eaters and will consume almost any type of food. While their diet mainly revolves around fish, they're everything but shy about preying on bigger game such as dolphins and sea turtles. They'll even attack other sharks. These predators are always active as well, hunting both day and night. However, sharks in general are not mindless killing machines, contrary to popular beliefs and pop culture norms. In fact, they are relatively shy, reclusive creatures that spend most of their time cruising the ocean's waters in search of food. While it's true that some species of sharks, like the aforementioned bull shark, are more aggressive than others, most attacks on humans directly result from humans trespassing or agitating the shark in some way. But how did these reclusive and awe-inspiring creatures get such a fierce reputation? Some say it all started with the horrifying series of tragedies known as the Jersey Shore shark attacks, an incident so bizarre and deadly that the reputation of these once-admired creatures has become forever tarnished. The Jersey Shore shark attacks of 1916 occurred between July 1st and 12th along the shore of New Jersey. At the time, the United States was reeling from the effects of a severe summer heat wave and polio epidemic, which brought thousands of people to the beach resorts of the Jersey Shore, all seeking shelter from the scorching heat. With so many bystanders gathering so close to an area with many reported shark sightings, it was only a matter of time before horror ensued. The first large-scale attack was on Saturday, July 1st at Beach Haven. This is a resort that is located on Long Beach Island, which is off the southern coast of New Jersey. Charles Upton Vansant, who was 28 and originally from Philadelphia, was vacationing with his family at the Angleside Hotel when the attack occurred. Vansant went for a swim in the Atlantic with his dog before dinner. However, shortly after entering the water, Vansant began shouting. At first, swimmers believed he was calling to the dog on the beach, but soon realized that a shark was actually biting his legs. He was pulled out by a lifeguard and a bystander who volunteered to help him. The two later claimed that a vicious shark followed them as they pulled Vansant to the shore. Vansant's left thigh was so mutilated, bystanders could visibly see parts of his bones sticking out. The shark had literally stripped his flesh clean off his bones. Nonetheless, he would go on to survive this horrifying ordeal, later succumbing to his injuries and bleeding to death at around 6:45 p.m. After the first incident in Beach Haven, scientists and press were reluctant to blame the death on Charles Vansant on a shark. Instead, some blamed the whole incident on Charles himself, claiming that the shark was going for his dog, and that if Charles hadn't intervened, the shark wouldn't have bitten him. Others, such as the Pennsylvania State Fish Commissioner, James Meehan, heavily downplayed the threat that sharks pose to humans. Because of that, the Vanson attack didn't stop people from going to the beach. In fact, even when sea captains reported seeing large sharks swimming near Newark and New York City, people still elected to ignore their warnings. Another tragedy of its kind occurred just 45 miles north of Beach Haven in Spring Lake, a mere 5 days after the first attack, proving that these reports were not unfounded. James Meehan's previous statements would come back to haunt him following this attack, the victim of which was Charles Bruder, a 27-year-old Swiss bell captain who worked at a hotel. He was attacked by a shark while swimming a short distance away from shore. The savage beast bit him in his abdomen, severing both his legs just below the knees. The water ran red with Bruder's blood in what must have been a traumatizing spectacle. After hearing screams, a woman notified 2 lifeguards that a canoe had turned over and was floating next to a pool of crimson water. After the 2 lifeguards reached Bruder in a rowboat, they quickly realized he had been attacked by a shark. As they were pulling him out of the water, he sadly died of blood loss before they could make it. It was reported that the beach echoed with screams and wailings of horrified onlookers, with some fainting or panicking at the mere sight of his mangled body. This time, the story was gaining front-page coverage on prominent newspapers, such as the Boston Herald, the Washington Post, Chicago Sun-Times, and the Philadelphia Inquirer. Scientists were yet again called upon to answer the public's concerns in an attempt to diffuse its panic. A press conference was held where said scientists theorized that the odds of a third attack happening are extremely low. Shockingly, 2 other major assaults took place afterward, both at Matawan Creek, close to Keyport, where it's been long presumed that Matawan's unique location, 30 miles north of Spring Lake and inland from the Raritan Bay, made it unlikely for intersections between sharks and humans to occur. As a result, when a local sea captain, Thomas Cottrell, spotted an 8-foot-long shark in the creek, the town disregarded him. Lester Stillwell, age 11, was among a group of boys playing in the stream on Wednesday, July 12th. At around 2 p.m., the boys spotted what looked like an old black, weather-beaten board or log, but as soon as they saw its dorsal fin jutting out of the water, they knew it was a shark. The beast seized the opportunity and lunged at them, quickly snatching poor Stillwell in between his powerful jaws and dragging him into the water before he could climb out of the creek. Many adults rushed to the scene to investigate after the kids went to town for help, including county businessman Watson Stanley Fisher. After discovering Stillwell's body, they were heading back to shore when suddenly, in front of everyone, Watson, who was carrying the boy at the time, fell prey to yet another shark attack. It took rescuers 5 hours to recover young Lester's body. As for Watson Fisher, by the time he was rescued, his right thigh was mutilated beyond recognition and consequently passed away at the Monmouth Memorial Hospital. The last recorded victim, Joseph Dunn, was only 14 years old and hailing from New York City. He was attacked just 30 minutes after the attacks on Lester and Watson took place, and half a mile away from where it all started at Wyckoff Dock. This time, the bite inflicted upon Dunn was luckily on his left leg. While still life-threatening, it gave his brother and friend, who were close by, enough time to rescue him and get him to St. Peter's Hospital after an intense struggle against the vicious animal. Thankfully, on September 15, 1916, he was released after making a full recovery. The Jersey Shore attacks led to a mass hysteria throughout New York and New Jersey. Some even described the panic as unrivaled in American history. Needless to say, after the attacks, measures had to be taken. It didn't help at all that the resort owners were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars as a result of declining tourism. Following the 5 attacks and hundreds of newspaper articles written on the incident, the public was heavily incentivized not to go anywhere near the beach, not even for sunbathing. In the face of the public outcry, shark hunts became common along the coasts of New Jersey and New York. Governor James Fairman Fielder of New Jersey proposed a plan that would award individuals for every shark they killed, leading to what is now known as the largest scale animal hunt in history. On July 14, only 2 days after the final attack at Matawan Creek, fisherman Michael Slizer caught a 7.5-foot, 325-pound shark while fishing nearby in Raritan Bay. The shark had attacked the boat and was sinking it before Slizer killed it with a broken oar. When he cut open the shark's belly, he found what he called a suspicious, fleshy material along with some bones that weighed 15 pounds. Scientists later identified the shark as a young great white, and the ingested remains were found to be human. No further attacks were reported along Jersey Shore in the summer of 1916 after this, prompting known experts to declare that Schlizer's great white shark was the one and only Jersey man-eater. However, in 2002, some experts speculated that the long-presumed perpetrator of such attacks, the great white shark, may not be guilty of as many assaults as commonly believed. In the end, after much speculation and years of research, it was discovered that the 1916 shark attacks in New Jersey might have actually been caused by the lesser-known bull shark due to its ability to migrate in freshwater environments, unlike other shark species. Nonetheless, the infamous Jersey Shore attacks of 1916 were not only one of the most bizarre and brutal series of shark attacks in recorded history, but also ensured that the reputation of sharks everywhere would forever be tarnished. It's important to remember that sharks are not the indiscriminate killing machines that they're often made out to be. The majority of shark species are actually shy, retiring creatures that pose very little threat to humans. With that being said, it's still crucial to be cautious and respectful when entering the waters where sharks live. After all, it's us that are invading their territory, not the other way around. Hopefully, with a better understanding of these creatures, we can learn to coexist peacefully and not have to suffer the horrible consequences of a direct encounter with these terrifying animals. An encounter that, for most, brings forth their assured demise. A demise preceded by a split second of terror, followed by their final affliction.